Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Freedom League Dark and the Multiverse of the Master Mage, Behind Blue Eyes. Thank you for joining us for your weekly dose of superhero shenanigans. My name's Alex, and I will be your humble game master this evening. Tonight, we are playing Green Ronin Publishing's Mutants and Masterminds, the world's greatest superhero RPG. M&M is a D20 system which generates cinematic superhero action through its central mechanic of a D20 plus a modifier versus a difficulty check. It's super simple and allows a ton of flexibility for gamers looking to tell stories ripped right out of their favorite comics and movies. There's also a wide open character creation system to bring your ideal superheroes to life. The last thing I want to touch on in the system is one of my favorite game mechanics ever. Mutants and Masterminds gives players hero points to supercharge their actions in game. These points can be used to reroll dice, edit a scene to include something the GM didn't explicitly describe as being there, and even modify or improve a character's powers with extra oomph to get out of a sticky situation. Hero points are earned by leaning into genre tropes, acting heroically, good role-playing, jokes I think are funny, jokes I think aren't funny, and suffering setbacks just like superheroes in other media. Also, here at the Untold Stories Project, we have another way for our plucky heroes to earn these points, and that is from you, the audience. Anyone who follows, subscribes, or renews the subscription, or donates bits to the stream is given a hero point that you may give to the hero or GM of your choice. And Eric from Norse Foundry, if you are here, as a member of our Patreon, you also have a monthly hero point that you can give to the player or game master of your choice. So please feel free to drop in chat who you'd like to give that over to. Also, before we keep going, I want to say thank you to everybody who signed up for any of our events at Gen Con this year. We had a wonderful time at the convention. I got to run a bunch of amazing Mutants and Masterminds games. I know Jonesy had a ton of fun with Cthulhu and Fantasy Age, and Deuce ran a whole bunch of stuff. So, if you had a chance to interact with us, to meet with us at the show, to play in our games, we appreciate you. Thank you for spending a little bit of your time with us there. We've gathered some dedicated heroes tonight. Say, no one knows what it's like. Heroes.
No one knows what it's like.
Heroes.
To be the bad man. Anyway.
Be the gator man.
Alex is a bad man.
I always love the pause in between Alex doing a weird one and everybody realizing that they have to say it.
That is the ultimate embrace of my power. Expression.
Until we snatch it away from you.
And you use it for evil every week.
I'm all the bad guys. And all the neutral guys. And all the not guys. Anyway, I want to give everyone a chance to tell us a little bit about themselves, the character they will be playing, and have them answer my question of the day, which is, what would be the worst possible multiverse for your character to travel to? And I'm going to start with Kat because she wasn't here last time.
Hey guys, so happy to be back. I am Kat. I'm playing Centuria. My version of Centuria who came back from a very traumatic universe. So you can find me here on Wednesdays, obviously. Also over on YouTube and a bunch of stuff that we've done over there. And then on Fridays when our podcast releases, I am on that too. The worst possible universe that Centuria could travel to, I would actually imagine would be back to the one she came from. She's done a lot to get over the fact that she was the only human alive and that she watched everybody die, but I think that if she ever had to go back to it, that would probably not be good for her mental health at all. And she would probably, it just wouldn't be good. With that, I will pass it to Jonesy.
That's that cool place you sent the other Centuria, right?
Yeah. Didn't she die? I think she died, though.
She did, but she came back. Mortis made a deal.
Did she?
Yeah, she did, and she's roaming around our universe right now as a second Centuria.
I thought he could only bring one back, and he brought Dave back. Did I imagine that? I think
he brought both back. I think he made a... I hope he brought both back, because the other one is going to be a character in one of our upcoming miniseries. And I'm so excited for that Centuria to interact with Cat Centuria.
All right, yeah, Jonesy.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in tonight. My name is Jonesy. I'm happy to be here. Alex is the evil man. I will be playing Mortis, the living dead guy, master of the crossroads, and lacker of depth perception. And the worst multiverse for Alex to send Mortis to would be any dimension that requires extreme depth perception to navigate.
We can't send Mortis to the Hall of Mirrors dimension.
Here, I
So-
thought Mortis was going to say a universe where people don't die, where everyone's immortal.
Now that would actually be kind of a quiet vacation spot for him.
Mm.
Um,
That is true.
There's no deaths in this universe.
it's just the X-Men. I mean,
Oh,
Rest in peace, Jean Grey.
give it a week, she'll be back. With that, I kind of kick it over to Calvin.
Okay. Hey everyone, I'm Calvin, and tonight I will be playing Bowman, the agile archer with the awesome array of arrows. And what universe would Bowman not like to be stuck in? I don't know. My first instinct was just something where like physics was weird, so we couldn't shoot a bow properly, like the air was too thick or gravity was too high. But I think just anywhere where he's like isolated from the rest of the team and the rest of his friends, because as much as he sometimes tries to be the cool badass guy, he doesn't need anybody. I mean, they all see through it. I think they all know Bowman needs his besties to be the best he can be, and yeah, anywhere the team isn't is probably the worst place for him.
were you talking to the
Aw.
door over this last 2 weeks?
Wow.
I might have been.
Bowman was like, "Look, I
Wow.
have this friendship arrow."
Of course, he will say none of this out loud.
Mhm.
Only to the door.
He's
And
grown
Hawkeye.
so much since Centuria yelled at him last season.
Right?
Grown so much. I'm so proud.
Such a turning point.
And now I'm picturing Bowman, Hawkeye, and the door, all just like going out for drinks.
Bowman's gonna be best friends with every archer that survives this
Mhm.
campaign. Yeah, and with that, I'll pass it to Andy.
Hey everyone, I'm Andy. I'm here on Wednesday nights for our superhero shenanigans. You can also find me over on our website when I get a blog post that's going up, and that will actually be next week. So come read that blog post because Kat and I put that one together, and yeah, it's going to be a fun little look into things. So come read that. You can also find me over on our YouTube channel when I host the Storyforge series, which I will be working on that. I promise that is something that is in my list of things to do. So that said, tonight I am playing Resonant, our resident gem mage, and for her, the worst dimension that we could probably go to, or multiverse, probably one minus magic or minus gemstones where she could draw some latent power from, just in case she happens to lose the ones she has. That would be bad. But also, like Bowman, if she gets separated from her team, her friends, that would also probably be really, really bad for her. That will pass it over to Deuce.
Howdy, everybody. I'm the Deuce. I am the Splenda to the Kevin Sweeteners of the Untold Stories Project. I am playing Gator Man, who's quite simply a gator and a man, and if that's too much to figure out, I can't help you. But I thought about this for a moment. Come with me on this adventure for the universe that is truly terrifying. A universe ruled by people. People of stout body, little bit of a funny accent, ruled over by a golden god with blonde hair, bronze skin, and khaki-laden shorts? That's right, I'm talking about the Irwinverse, lorded over by their great master Steve Irwin, the god who holds all. No place could be safe. No Gator Man, no Crocodile Man could truly last in this harsh environment. We fear it, and I understand your fear and trepidation. We won't venture there yet. And with that, we'll pass it to Alex.
We gotta
And-
stop
I
off.
missed you, Steve Irwin.
And 2/3 of the Freedom League Dark facepalm.
That was remarkably specific.
We gotta stop up in the DC universe to pick up Black Mana before we go there.
Oh, too soon.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ugh.
Wiki's coming for you, Alex.
Wiki
Yeah.
said I dislike it here.
Wiki, you work so hard for disliking it around here.
Same with.
What's the worst multiverse I could travel to? Probably this one. Most of the time.
Oh.
There's no
What about Arctic
superpowers. I guess Arctic Fox would have a hard time in any universe that the Super Soldier Serum wasn't created because he'd be 96 and his bones would be brittle. And he'd just want to do crimes but be in the home because his son put him there.
I mean, he should be like a normal guy.
And Jonesy has given a hero point to the Gator Man.
For the Irwinverse.
May it protect you in perpetuity from the Irwinverse.
Now I want a Bubba Hotep of old man Arctic Fox.
Oh man, Bubba Hotep, that's such a good movie. I love anything with Bruce Campbell in it, though. Let's be fair. Fear the Irwinverse. It's here. Anyway, I think without further ado, we can go ahead and jump right in. Last time on Freedom League Dark and the Multiverse of the Master Mage, our heroes reunited with Doctor Strange, and they formulated a plan to put peace in the Marvel Universe and to restore the Scarlet Witch to herself and stop God Emperor Doom from wreaking havoc, and then maybe preventing Adrian Eldritch from stealing the Eyes of Agamotto in the process. They headed off to the Weapon X facility. They made a big plan, and they executed the plan pretty well. During the battle, there was an issue between the Soul Stone and the Time Stone, as Mortis picked up on due to his being a wielder of the Soul Stone itself. The two stones locked into each other, and there was a big separation. The Time Stone managed to destroy the Soul Stone, and something terrible began to happen. Time froze. Resonant correctly guessed that Adrian Eldritch had tampered with the Time Stone in such a way to make it a time-stopping bomb that he could use to freeze the ritual in place and head over and rip out Doctor Strange's eyes and take them for his spell. Unfortunately for our heroes, Mortis made sure that there was no Doctor Strange around during the time bomb portion of the ritual, and the anti-Earth Adrian Eldritch took one of his out of spite, claiming that perhaps Master Mage parts can be used to supplement the pieces needed for the ritual. There's an upcoming blog post about whether or not that works, called An Eye for an Eye, so keep an eye out for that. Yeah, and we sort of left off there with Mortis jumping back to the group, them restoring peace and sanctity to the Marvel Universe, and our heroes sort of reacting to what happened. So, we'll pick up with everybody sort of looming over Mortis's unconscious body on the ground.
He was conscious.
He was conscious. Yep.
I healed him.
Yes.
He was very unhappy about it, but he was conscious.
This is very true, yes.
And I assume Centuria is about to yell at somebody.
She already punched him in the arm last episode. But now that you're conscious, she's gonna squat down, back down. What were your thoughts? Derek? Did you
What are you
have any?
What are you talking about? My thought was to make sure no one died.
We would have handled it. You didn't have to go off by yourself.
Plan was to take it elsewhere, drop it off, and get the hell out of there.
Oh my god, Nick is gonna be so mad at me. Do you like eye patches? We could probably get you a really nice one.
We'll figure it out when we figure it out. I mean, for now, I don't know.
Alright, well, just get you back, and I guess we can start figuring out what our next steps are.
Yeah. Resonant's
Don't
gonna
go by
turn.
yourself.
Resonant's gonna turn to Wong and Strange. So what happened to the power of Agamotto? Are we sure Adrian can't just come back and take it?
No, not unless he gets the Darkhold again. But we are going to destroy the book.
Is that safe?
safe is a relative thing, Resonant, but
I know that, but this reality's already been through a lot. If Steven's not able to do magic, then it falls on you. And Wanda, are you the only practitioners left? If you're both not here because of whatever it is you have to do, who's left to protect this world?
there are potentially other magic users still alive out there. We're going to see who we can dig up.
Okay.
I suspect Ghost Rider's probably still around somewhere.
Um,
Especially
Is
in a
that a-
universe that is full of a desire for vengeance at the moment.
is that a literal ghost, a rider of ghosts?
No, he has a motorcycle and he has a flaming skull and he punishes the wicked.
Sounds like metal.
He's very metal.
Okay.
Black leather chains, fire. It's a whole thing, but he's probably who we need to reach out to destroy the book.
Okay. I know you still have threats here that have to be dealt with.
Oh yeah, we got Hawkeye.
I hate to do this, but Gemma, that's not our place. We gotta go.
I know we do. I'm not suggesting that we stick around and try to help. I'm just making sure that they're not sacrificing themselves with no backup plan.
We will handle the book. We will rally our forces and see who's left, and we will begin rebuilding the pieces. And when the time comes, myself and Wanda will be at your disposal at the Nexus.
Okay.
We keep their world from blowing up, and then we'll show up with them up when it's over. Sounds good.
Well, it was nice working with you. I'm sorry we couldn't do more.
You did plenty. You saved us from Chthon and Doom.
Yeah,
And
but you lost more people in the process.
Death has an impermanence in our dimension. I'm sure most of them will come back.
There's an island out in the Pacific you might want to check out.
I love that Mortis reads X-Men comics.
Speaking of Mortis, come here. I'll hold out a hand to him. Help pick him up.
Can you walk okay?
Walk fine.
Hey, just because no one else said it, you did a good job.
The other things to worry about. Let's get going. Mortis will go insubstantial.
Okay. We'll be off then.
Great working with you. See you next time.
Until then. And Wong, Steven, and Wanda will grab as many people as they can and port off to go begin rebuilding the pieces of their universe as you all follow Mortis through the crossroads and back into the Nerian Nexus.
Bowman just finishes trading some arrows with Hawkeye.
Wow,
This one's
adamantium.
made out of bullshittium.
Not vibranium arrows. Those would be the worst arrows because they absorb kinetic energy, so they just hit you and fall down.
I mean, Cap's shield doesn't do that.
It should.
It should.
That's how it
It's-
works.
It's an alloy. It's not 100% adamantium or vibranium.
Plus, it absorbs energy that's hit into it. If it's hitting an object that is not moving, there's no kinetic energy for that to be absorbed because it is the kinetic.
I don't know how the physics works. Warden Maximus says it wouldn't even leave the bow.
Yeah, because it would have to be able to receive kinetic energy.
Okay, but we're superheroes, guys.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, we're super
Right.
physicists now.
Physics
lot of
doesn't work
science for-
anywhere.
It's a lot of silence for one little gator. I don't know.
Hawkeye's like it's nerf or nothing and fires the vibranium arrow at somebody. It just bounces off. Those of you with mystical senses and Gatorman, please give me a perception check.
Oh
Smells like-
no.
Smells like a plot point.
Smells like Teen Spirit.
Axe body spray and Shane.
Ew.
It's less dangerous.
36, Alex.
Awesome.
The rest of us even need it.
A strong 32. I'm proud of it.
That's pretty strong. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Good job, Mortis. That's the best you could possibly do.
And
Well, the
Oh
29.
yeah.
As the three of you arrive in the Nexus point, each of you feels a ripple of energy pass through the Nexus, seemingly moving down the walls, the floor, and the ceiling in a wave of some sort of mystical effervescence.
Bubbly.
It feels a little bubbly.
Hmm.
It's very subtle, but you notice that.
I'll look back at Mortis. Did you?
I did not touch the Calgon
No,
dimension at all.
I did you feel that?
Yes.
Sala?
There is no word from the house.
No word from Sala
No word
specifically.
from
Can I smell anyone else here besides us?
Sala. You don't smell Sala around. He seems to have stepped out. With your 32, as you're sniffing around, do you think you get a smell of... Actually, I don't think you've met this person before.
Sure. There's someone new here.
Bowman's gonna, draw his bow and
Don't fucking
Just-
need this shit right now.
an idea where they are.
Smells like they might be in the parlor, Gatorman.
That way. Big room.
Just once. Can't we just come back and it'd be the way that we left it?
Mortis reaches out, summons the scythe, and flies down the hallway.
Yeah, Centuria's just stepping back, letting him go.
Mortis is taking heads.
Follow after.
Yeah.
Trying to discern. Resin is trying to discern what that energy ripple going through the Nexus means. So she's a little distracted as she heads to the parlor.
As you all head into the parlor, you do see that Sophie is there. She's going through a couple of books on the bookshelves. She turns back to look at each of you. You guys look like you had a shitty time.
Don't even have no. Mortis turns and leaves.
What are you doing in here?
Looking for some information.
Did Sala let you in?
Do you think I'd be in here if Sala didn't let me in?
She has a point.
He
Where is
stepped
Sala
out,
now?
said he had an appointment at the Claremont Academy to talk to some kid.
Did he say which one?
Cassie? Cassius? Cashew? Something like that.
Cashew.
That's not a real name, Sophie.
And Fletch is?
It's a nickname.
Sorry, Fletcher.
I'm just surprised Sala left you here unsupervised either way.
We're all rowing in the same direction. Speaking
So-
of, how is the hunt for Adrian going? You been keeping an eye out for him?
Kind of stared daggers at her because she had to have seen Mortis. We have at least stopped part of his plan. Kept him from getting one of the items he needs. What exactly are you looking for?
Information
Maybe-
about Talos and how to stop him.
Is the house not being helpful?
I think the house is programmed not to be helpful to me. I'm trying to decide if Adrian set that in or if one of you set that in.
I don't really think we've told the house much of anything. We've just been using it as a base of operations for a while.
God, I wish I had though.
Well, you know the house can read your thoughts, right? If you've been thinking untoward thoughts about me.
I try not to think of you at all, actually.
Feelings mutual, Blondie.
Good seeing you. And then she's gonna turn around and follow where Mortis went.
All right, well, let's see if I can help you find what you're looking for. I take it Talos is still causing problems.
Yes, I been working with the Freedom League to try and bring him in, but that Argo machine is very difficult to destroy, and we keep running into them.
There's more than one?
I was surprised too, but I'm trying to decide if Talos is making more of them or if they're coming in through the multiverse.
What makes you think they're coming in through the multiverse?
Each of them have different powers from different superheroes.
And not like legacy members of the League or anything like that?
No. One of them had the powers of the Crime League, if you can believe that. That was interesting. One of them was kind of like Centuria, but had heat vision.
Huh.
And
Okay,
you guys did kind of open up a multiversal colander here in the middle of Freedom City.
Yeah, we're aware.
Glad to have you on board to fix it.
Thank you, Gator Man. That's very nice of you. It was
Well-
Xavier,
Oh.
right?
Yeah, Gatorman's fine, whatever. But you got this, second chances, you'll do great.
Well, let me give you a hand with what you're looking for, Sophie, and that way you can get back to helping deal with the problem. And if it is a multiversal threat, well, that's going to be a little bit more of a wrinkle, isn't it?
Yes, I suspect it might be.
Well, yeah, we can head off to the library if that works for you, rather than trying to get the house to summon books to the parlor.
Excellent. Lead the way.
I'll look
Fletcher,
I'll look.
are you going to join us?
I'll look over at Bowman.
Sure. Love the library.
I hear you're replacing me over at the Foundation.
Placing you? Oh, you mean your previous job? Yes, I needed to find someone to take that position. Seeing as you found better things to do. Though I wonder, were you even interested in it in the first place?
Of course I was. Superheroes not looking out for the people beneath them is something that is very near and dear to my heart. As somebody who's been on the wrong end of that interaction.
You know, the project would have been a better way to channel that.
Perhaps.
He is finally going to stow away his bow and then just wait for the library team to head off to the library.
I would imagine that was the conversation you two were having on the way to the library as Gemma's walking ahead going, awkward.
No, it's like Gemma's in the cockpit of a helicopter. While two people are talking. Hate that for you.
Hmm. You all read into things way too much.
Jonesy, where's Mortis off to?
Mortis is off to one of the guest rooms.
And Centauri, are you following Mortis to one of the guest rooms?
She'll probably follow him to a point and then realize that he might want to be alone. And then she doesn't know what she wants to do then. She'll probably end up just like pacing around the house.
Well, Centurion's got super hearing,
Yeah.
doesn't she?
Yes.
She hears everything everywhere all at once.
I heard your eye getting ripped out, actually, in the crossroom.
That's quite the oof.
If Mortis does anything that makes Centuria feel like she needs to be there, he wants her to be there, she will go. But otherwise, she's gonna leave him alone.
After a few minutes, Centuria will hear the sound of breaking glass.
Okay, Centuria's gonna go.
What are you breaking, Mortis?
When she enters the room, you see one of those standing mirrors,
Oh.
and he's obviously punched it really hard. Right about eye level. And he is currently on the ground, his hands bleeding from the cut, and he is just sobbing.
Centuria will just sit next to him and give him a hug, pull him into her arms, just let him cry. Trauma bonding.
Well, in the library, I want the library crew to roll an investigation check for me. Or an expertise magic check, whichever one's higher.
26. Good job, Bowman.
Bowman, you actually managed to find the information about Talos before Resonant does. And you find, sort of sequestered away in the back of the library, there's a couple of sort of locked away tomes that the locks fly open for each of you as you approach. Then they lock back up when they see Sophie approaching. She's like, oh, I hate this house. And she'll back up, and as she backs up, the locks unlock. And you find a series of diaries seemingly belonging to Daedalus circa 3450 BC. That detail his involvement in the ascension of Talos after finding the poor construct on basically in the bottom of the ocean. After it was discarded by Hephaestus and Daedalus put it back together, you see Daedalus's remarks about how he went through training Talos, trying to get him to harness his great ability with machines and his great intellect to do good, seemingly as one of the first heroes that Daedalus mentored, until Talos asked for Daedalus to construct a suitable mate for him, and then Talos betrayed Daedalus and they got into a big fight, and Daedalus didn't allow himself to destroy Talos completely, he just shut off his power and threw him back in the ocean. But seemingly Talos can be defeated by multiple analog applications of force to the head. And other parts. At least as of 4,000 years ago. 5,000 years ago.
Okay. Will the library allow him to let Sophie look at these books?
As you approach, the books do lock shut again, and you feel sort of an expectant energy from the house.
She needs some of the information in here on Talos specifically.
And the books will spring open. And when you say some of the information about Talos, you see that most of the rest of the diary is blank pages, except for the important information.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he would have wanted.
Just, I hate magic books.
Don't say that too much out loud. They might just close themselves off again.
I'm starting to like them, actually.
Thank you, House. I think that's everything I need to instruct your comrades on the best ways of dealing with this machine and figuring out what kind of places it lurks in. Keep an ear out, though. I mean, you guys will be in another dimension, I'm sure, doing something very important, but I think there's a fight brewing in the underworld between the East Coast and the West Coast.
What do you mean?
Talos appears to be going up against an organization that I've only heard called Ghostworks on the West Coast. His
Emerald City?
machines in Emerald City, yes. His magical and enhanced machines going up against their cybernetics and their cutting-edge tech.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
It'll probably be okay. I've got a Centuria on my side, remember? Mine's not even traumatized, mostly. Centuria hears that upstairs in the house.
So, how has it been working with the Freedom League?
Oh, they're a little stiff. And they don't exactly grasp all the magic stuff, but I've had worse, comrades.
Well, I'm glad things are at least working well for you.
Yeah, it's nice doing the right thing for once. But don't tell them I said that.
I think Centuria just heard you.
Yeah, but just this one, not the Centurion I'm trying to be cool for.
Are you sure?
Yeah, don't do that psycho-analyzing thing to me.
I'm not. I just know that Centuria has super hearing and she can literally hear from across the planet.
Don't you have a kid to go check on or something?
I suppose I can go check up on Cassian.
That's what it was.
Not sure what. Yeah, I wonder what Sala got called in for.
I don't know, he left in a hurry. It was
Well,
only
that's not-
a little bit before you guys came back, so maybe he saw what happened, or heard what happened.
Well, that's not good.
And Fletch, you
Bowman?
have a kid now, right?
I do. Jason, I'm sure you've met him.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
He is.
Hopefully
Do you
you're a
wanna
better
come-
dad than boyfriend. And she'll walk away with that.
Bowman, do you want to come with me to Claremont?
Takes him a minute to stop glaring arrowheads at Sophie.
I could just... Nobody would ever know.
It's just me resident in the house. We can hide a body.
House, eat this one. Just do me a solid, Mr. House.
But yeah, he'll just say, yeah, if this is important, I'll want to get a handle on what's going on. And I want to check in on Jason to see how he's doing.
Oh, really? So what I said on the helicopter actually sunk in.
Surprising amount of what you say does actually sink in.
Well, good. And this is, it's, I'll let everybody know what we're doing because Cassian is from another dimension, so this might have something to do with the multiverse. I really hope not. And it's just something magical going on at Claremont, but our luck doesn't work that way, does it?
Not really. But he is from a LaFondie, right? And Strange said something about LaFondie as well.
He did. No, Mortis did. Eldridge mentioned it.
Right.
Yeah, let's. Centuria, can you bring Mortis to the parlor again? Just kind of not even whisper that, just say that normal decibel level and just start heading back to the parlor, trying to grab Gatorman on the way, unless he stayed
Oh,
down.
he
Not
found
sure.
his way to the kitchen.
I kind of had a feeling that was where he was going to end up.
Gatorman,
I'm done.
Gatorman, as you arrive in the kitchen, you do see that there are several pots and pans that are sort of whistling to themselves as they're bubbling and boiling something. And there are ladles bouncing around the island and other utensils that are cooking and preparing things. And they all stop whistling to themselves when you walk in and they turn around to look at you.
Pots and pans looking at you.
Back at it.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, he's walking over to smell and taste. The only way you cook.
The ladle sort of gives you a side eye.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of the other utensils sort of gasp when you pick up the ladle. It's him and you put it in the soup.
Oh yeah, we're sampling and then adding. Probably not for the better.
It's probably not for the. But what are you cooking?
We need comfort food, so po' boys, simple, easy, and let people make what they want so it doesn't completely burn Resonant's throat. I mean people's throats.
Spicy.
Do you have expertise culinary arts? Is that a thing that you have?
I learned from my mama. You just keep trying stuff till it tastes good, or you try again.
Oh no.
Give me an
feel like that
intellect check
counts.
with a +5 mama bonus.
Mm,
The plus.
Mama bonus.
mama bonus is strong. Why, he's a smart boy. That's a 16.
Yeah, that's really good. It is above average restaurant food. You get the po' boys going. As you are, like ordering ingredients and starting to get things moving, a bunch of the other like appliances in the kitchen will start to trundle out and start doing their job. Like the toaster oven will start toasting the bread. Things sort of roll over into the freezer and they start bringing out the shrimp and the chicken and the catfish and all that fun stuff. A couple of ice cream scoops will bounce over into the freezer and they'll come back with some Banana Foster's ice cream.
Good job. Low bones in the fridge. Keep moving.
And yeah, you're able to sort of, with your army of accoutrement and utensils, you're able to put together a pretty decent buffet-style feast for the crew. And all of
Sounds
the
good.
utensils will high-five each other, and then they'll all come over and high-five you when they're done.
Good game. Good game. Good game. Good game.
Just fork, knife, spoon, fork, knife, ladle,
Ladle.
spatula.
Sorry for the sipping thing earlier, but good job. All right, Trey, you're coming with me.
The tray, its little legs stand up, and it starts walking behind you with the food on top of it.
Now I feel lazy. All right, let's go.
And you'll all walk into the parlor? Is that where you're going, or the dining room?
Parlor, yeah.
Get your vittles.
So the serving tray will come out, and a table will appear out of the ground, lifting the tray up to buffet level for everybody. And an
So,
army of cutlery will come running out, and they'll lay down next to a stack of plates for you as well.
How close is Mortis done to Corinne? to stopping crime.
He would have, yeah. It wouldn't have lasted very long, but he would have, excused himself to go to the bathroom and clean himself up.
When he comes back out, Centuria is like, listen, they want us back out there, but it looks like Gatorman made a cook something. Are you good to go out there?
With that, Mortis' systemic growls.
Sounds like you might need to.
Centuria, you heard something whimsical and obnoxious happening in the kitchen.
Just assumed it was Gatorman.
There's a whole music number.
Gatorman's a Disney princess now.
Mhm.
Had a legally distinct, but similar, musical montage happening.
Gatorman's in a yellow dress when you come back. He is Beauty and the Beast.
No, it's a green dress. Don't be silly.
Princess and the Gator Man. I want to watch that movie.
Yeah. The princess is the Gator Man.
Yeah.
2 little bluebirds on the end of his tail, just singing.
And there's food and parlor.
Yeah, Resident will probably grab something, look at Gator Man with an arched eyebrow.
Don't use that bottle. That's the bottle you won't like. I mean, you might like it, but it's very hot. This one.
Yeah, there's a hot sauce bottle that has little arms and it looks like it wants to fight you.
Thanks. So, when everyone's down in the room and grab something, Resin will speak up. So, it sounds like Sala went to see Cassian over at Claremont. And since Strange and Eldritch both mentioned something about LaFondie, and he's from a version of LaFondie, maybe what we felt when we came back in has something to do with him. Bowman and I are going to go check, see what's going on at Claremont, check in on Cassian and see how things are. We know Adrian's after something on LaFondie. I don't know that I'm getting back to LaFondie. I kind of can't get home. So unless it's another multiverse version, maybe if it's Cassian's that he's after. But we did a good job stopping him. And if I remember what the book told us, he's not supposed to be after what's on LaFondie next. There's another world that was next on his stop. I don't know if you all want to come with to deal with this, or if you want to stay here and recover a bit more, maybe do a little bit of research on on the world Adrian is supposed to head to next.
You think that you'll be okay?
I'm really hoping this is just Cassian got into some magical mischief and Sala had to go out and check on things. But the way our luck holds up, I doubt that's the case. I think we should be okay. I think I should be fine to take this.
I can start researching into what's next. Derek, I think you probably should recover a little bit, and then maybe you can help me. And then Xavier, you can do whatever you want, but I would appreciate your help.
Yeah, sure. We gotta find that little toy bastard. I haven't seen him in a while, and keep an eye on him, all the good stuff.
Gator, give me an insight check.
Strong 29.
The dishes are looking at you like you better be getting ready to do these damn dishes.
Yeah. Dinner's not over yet. Sit your ass and wait.
The dishes are looking at you.
We came to an understanding. They're good, right? Go squad. All right.
They all raise a little hand, each of them.
That's cute.
Gatorman's about to have a weird experience with these dishes.
But yeah, I got your back. It's no problem. I have to take care of them.
Of course.
Okay, then we'll stay in touch. I'll keep you guys in the loop with what's going on, and hopefully we'll be back soon.
Please be careful.
I will.
And this like Cassian kid, he doesn't seem like a sociopath, right? Like you're sure about that?
I've known him for 5 years. He's a teenager.
So that means like he's a little bit of one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I think we all were a little bit back then.
Right. Be careful.
Will do.
Sorry if you can hear the thunder over the microphone. It is thundering out there right now.
You're in Ohio?
Yeah, right
Like you're at
up here
home?
up here in Dublin. Yeah.
It's very loud. My poor son is probably not having a good time. But
Oh, yeah.
Tish.
God damn it.
Bowman
Andy
will
gets a hero point.
Bowman will quickly mention Sophie is still around. She's in the middle of doing some research, so
Right.
just keep an eye out for her.
Always do.
You didn't invite her to dinner? Ass.
I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if she would be comfortable, and I was pretty sure we wouldn't be. But she might actually be hungry or something later, so
Come on, Trey. Delivery time.
Trey jumps up. And the table lowers down and it starts walking after you as you're going wherever you're going in the house. And the other dishes are forming a conga line behind it.
Doesn't deserve the kindness that he shows her.
She is being helpful at the very least. I know
Sure.
she's hurt everyone here.
She made an eye joke.
I
Not
know.
not 30 minutes ago.
I know.
Shouldn't serve Gatorman's food, but it's fine. I'm off to the library. Mortis, I'll see you after you do whatever you need to do. Good luck, guys. And she's gonna walk out to the library, where I guess Sophie is, which sort of sucks.
Warden Maximus says before that it wouldn't have been funny. Rude. All right. Well, the heroes disperse. We're gonna head over to the Claremont Academy with Gemma and Fletcher first.
are we flying or are we motorcycling?
Don't you mean
Motorcycle.
motorcycling?
Oh, cycle.
Because while I said I'm not shipping Gemma and Fletch,
You
I
did
still
say that.
sort of am. I'm not gonna lie.
I know.
Well, as quickly as I could get over there flying without having to deal with traffic, I can't take you with me, Fletch.
I don't think the bow cycle waits for traffic.
Yeah, I don't know why you're bringing up traffic.
Think about you being able to like hug him around the waist as he shoots off into the distance.
I know it's kind of urgent that we get there, Fletch, but you could cause more problems than would be necessary if you just flout the traffic laws.
I should have borrowed one of Hawkeye's flying motorcycles.
I wonder if the motorcycle has a siren on it.
Inspector Bowman.
Du-du-du-du-du-du.
Say, Gemma
Actually,
wants Bowman to speed. Gemma wants a bad boy.
There is.
We don't have red lights on LaFondy. I don't know where you're stopping.
All crystals in LaFondy are green.
There is one thing Bowman could do, because I did make the vehicles into an array.
Yeah?
So I'll say, well, if you don't want to ride, I guess we could still fly. And he will. I guess he has the remote control on an arrow because everything else is.
Are you summoning the aeroplane?
He will press a button on the remote control, and moments later, overhead, there will be a hovering vehicle that sort of zooms into sight, hovering over the Nexus before floating and touching down. This is probably his first time showing anyone on the team this.
That was smooth as hell.
Oh,
Okay. When did you have time to make this?
Well, Jason actually worked on a lot of the more technical aspects of it, but I have a few projects in place. I was going to call this the Broadhead, but ended up calling it the Bowplane.
A little on the nose, huh?
Aeroplane was right there.
It fits with everything else.
way to miss the mark.
I mean, he's got the bow cycle and the bowmobile, so kind of had to be.
Okay. Yeah, this'll
Broadhead's
work.
pretty cool, though. That's a pretty cool vehicle name.
Yeah, too bad.
Too bad.
Too bad. Sure. Okay, this'll work.
And yeah, there's enough room to fit several people, and he will pilot the bowplane over to the academy.
Excellent. So off you all head to the Claremont Academy. Where are you landing the bowplane?
In the middle of the baseball field. I don't know. There's
He'll just
Oh
put it
man, we
on.
were gonna practice.
He'll just put it into hover mode, and then he'll take a line down, and Resident will hover after him. Doesn't have to land.
true. Make a big show of it.
What an event at the school. I would be panicking if I was a student there.
At Claremont, this feels like
I'd be like, uh-oh.
It's like,
average
But-
Friday for Claremont.
wait, heroes are showing up. What the heck's happening?
Is Omega here? No, he died. Keep an eye out for that, actually.
No, he will clear it with Headmaster Summers, of course. But if there isn't I kind of assume there is a spot to land
There's
flying
probably
vehicles.
there's probably a hangar.
Yeah,
It's probably a secret hangar because most people aren't supposed to know this is a superhero school. But I'm sure Bowman, as a former member of the Next Gen, knows where to go.
yeah. There's a tunnel under a waterfall.
Yeah, I'm
It's
sure.
It's totally not under the basketball court.
Na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Sorry,
That's where I
Aaron.
would put
We're
it.
establishing canon over here. But you guys make it to the school, and you're able to disembark and head on to the attendance office. What is that called?
The office.
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
just the office. where you see that Sala is sitting in a chair that is too small for him. He's got a coat on. He is. He looks like he is in a pensive state. There is a friendly secretary behind the desk. Sala will stand up when he notices the two of you coming in.
Sala, Sophie said you were here about Cassian.
Yes, I
What happened?
I saw what happened in Strangest Universe with you all. I haven't told Cassian anything, but he's waiting in the office for you.
What happened to Cass?
Nothing yet.
Are you telling me it's something that's going to happen?
He's going to be necessary for the ritual to travel to the other Lafandi.
Wait,
Some other things have happened since you've been gone.
how much time actually passed?
Not much, but his home is in danger. And not just from Adrian. There's an Una on Lafandi.
Gemma kind of goes pale.
She's attempting to absorb that planet into her dimension in the hopes of creating a never-ending multiverse of darkness again. And obviously Cassian cannot go to Lafandi for that, but his mystical energy, the gems inside him, they're going to be the tuning device for the ritual.
Okay.
I figured it'd be best to be heard it from you.
Does he have to be in Lafandi as well if he's our tuning fork?
No. We just need him at the Nexus. And we don't really
Yeah.
need him. We could take a piece of his gem.
Sala.
It's a finger. A finger.
Just one finger.
Well, if that's the case, Gemma, how much of this do you want to really tell him?
Deserves the truth.
Sala gives
Right.
you a face like,
How much trouble do we all get into hiding things from other people, Sala?
I suppose this whole multiverse issue is a result of Adrian not telling everybody everything he knows, but if we want Cassian not to be a part of this, I assume telling him everything is not the best decision, just based on what I remember of you kids following being told about never-ending dangers.
Yeah, and you don't think that me telling him something related to his home isn't going to make him want to tag along anyway? If I don't tell Cass everything I know, he's not going to trust me afterwards. And I'm not willing to do that. He's like a little brother to me. I'm not going to just keep him out of the loop on this. It pertains to his home, his family, his friends.
Well, then, I defer to your judgment. But just know that we'll have to pack at least one extra seat.
Yeah, I completely understand. Just kind of expect he's going to do something impulsive.
Okay.
I feel great when we walk into Hannibal Lecter's cell.
So we pulled him out of class for this, huh?
Seemed pertinent.
I guess, yeah. All right. Let's go see him.
Meanwhile, back at the Nerian Nexus. Gatorman and Centuria are heading to the library
Mm-hmm.
with an army of utensils behind them.
Centuria is begrudgingly like just walking behind the tray.
What? Food not good? I thought I did a
No.
decent job.
Food was amazing, Xavier,
Right?
as always.
The forks and stuff turn around and give you a thumbs up, Centuria, and then turn around and keep walking.
Just can't help but think that she doesn't deserve your kindness.
Why?
She's not a good person, and well, yes, she's doing this one good thing. She is not changing her attitude at all.
To be fair, there's a bunch of people say the same damn thing about me, but if you're going to give her a second chance, give it to her. If she fucks us again, you've got people watching out for her. But maybe, just maybe, she proves that your buddy Fletch has got it right. He seemed to care about her and wants to give her the shot. Give her the shot. Let her screw it up. But don't assume she's going to screw it up first.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Makes
I'm
you
glad
feel
we
it.
gave you a chance.
Yeah, see. Besides, if she screws up, I'll eat her. It'll be fine. It'll be hilarious, but we'll have a good joke, right? See? I'm kidding. I don't eat people. I mean, I might. I haven't.
Have you tried? I mean, she'd be a good
No.
first victim.
Couple of
Very
salt,
stringy.
a couple of
Oh,
salt and
yes.
pepper, a couple of salt and pepper shakers trundle over to Gatorman and look like, yeah, let's do it.
Later, guys, but I like your enthusiasm. Get some pep in your step. Haha. All right.
We'll just cross that bridge when we come to it, I suppose. But
There you go. See?
I'll do my best to not tear her head off.
It's a first step. I'll take it.
Gatorman, you make the pep in our step joke, and you see the salt shaker holding the pepper shaker back as it's trying to get you.
Sorry. I'm not good with puns, all right? Don't dash after me. Oh, God. So we'll go up to the library door and just knock on the door frame. Yo,
Oh, Xavier, good to see you.
dinner time.
You know, I'm famished. I could eat.
Have I got a treat for you? Trey, if you do the honors, they're really good at this. It's impressive. Hold on. Let the tray and the utensils do their presentation.
The table doesn't lower for them here, but you see that the tray does a somersault to get up onto the table, and as it does, a bunch of cups and bowls jump to grab the food, and they all sort of build a daisy chain up onto the table.
I told you they're impressive.
They are very impressive, that's for sure.
Yeah, so
Is this
Eat.
homemade? Did you make po' boys?
I helped. They did a lot of the work, but I'm not going to take all the credit.
Yeah, you should give yourself a little bit of the credit at least.
That much.
The way these tools work, they sort of are extensions of the magic user's will. So if you were able to compel them to work in this way, then you've got some sort of latent ability that you don't know about, I'm sure.
Nah, just ask them really nicely. It goes a long way with some people.
Not the salt shaker, he seems kind of salty. And at this point, they're both holding each other back.
They don't do well with puns, but God bless them, they're good people. Eat you something. Everyone else is already eating. Keep your strength up. Did you find what you're looking for?
Yeah, I've been studying up on this Talos construct, trying to figure out the best way to help the Freedom League dispatch it. I'm sure it's gained a lot of new abilities since Daedalus fought it the last time, but it seems like you can just beat it up until it stops moving.
I mean, it's a robot, right?
Sort of.
Essentially.
It doesn't have
Central
any computer
processing.
boards or circuits or anything like that, but it's got parts and pieces and bits and bobs.
Yeah, but it's like people. Everything has one piece that makes it work. Got a brain and a heart. There's a robot brain and a heart.
You know, you'd be surprised how many things you can kill by staking them through the heart.
There you go. Look, if you got schematics, let me know. I can help. I did some dabbling with engineering, but
Oh. I didn't know you were technically minded.
past life.
And she
Or
will lay out. She'll lay out some of the sketches that Daedalus has of the Talos construct in his diary.
All right, I'll sit down and take a look while she eats.
And Sophie will lean back and she'll dig in. And she seems very appreciative and very much enjoying the food.
Casually push a bowl of banana pudding towards Centuria, who's awkwardly scowling behind him.
Centuria is doing everything in her power to keep her face neutral.
Yep.
After their conversation.
Scowling behind me says, "Highly push banana pudding."
You just here to keep an eye on the convicts?
No, I'm here to use the library.
What are you looking up? Anything I can help with?
Apparently there's a problem with one of the Lafondis, but we don't think that's where Aaron is going. Aaron?
Adrian.
Adrian.
I was like, that's not correct. That's not where Adrian is going next. So, we had a list that we had of where he was supposed to go. So I wanted to do a little bit of research into our next patient.
I can probably help with that. Do you have the list?
Yeah, probably. I think Calvin has the list
It's on Roll20 as a handout.
somewhere. Yes. Where am I?
It's a planet of jungles and monsters.
Ah,
Looking for the might of the sun.
I'd say that. That's what I say.
Does it say what Earth that is?
If the number beside it is the Earth, it's 1977.
Adrian had a fascination with cataloging the different the different Earths. I think he has a master list here in the library. Give me a second. SON, son, as in male child.
Yeah.
And Sophie will go and get a big book, and she'll bring it back over to the table where the food is, and she'll lay it out in front of you, Centuria.
It's aptly titled Adrian's Big Book of Multiverse.
Yes. It's the Dimensionomicon.
Oh no.
Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt. And if it works like other Adrian books, if you tell it what you're looking for, it should point you in the right direction.
Okay. I'm sure you'll look down at the book, skeptical. Earth, 1977.
And the book slams itself open, and it starts rippling through hundreds of thousands of pages. Until it settles on, you see Earth 1977. Which does appear to be a jungle planet of some kind. You do see Adrian has a couple of notes about it. It says that it is a low magic, high technology Earth. And that it is currently in the midst of a great civil war between this planet itself and the orbiting moon. The moon is called Duxun, Dxun.
Does it say anything about, like maybe like royal families or like heirs or?
It does say that there's a royal family on Earth 1977, which the people of that planet don't call it Earth, they call it Onderon. And there is mention of a queen who is interested in uniting with a sort of galaxy-wide government, and the people who live on Duxun are more interested in remaining isolated from that. And that there are a large number of monstrous creatures and various animals that they're employing in their fight against the capital planet.
guess we'll keep this book out in case they need it.
And you see Adrian has scribbled a couple of notes in. He has he's written down the sun appears to be some kind of metaphysical representation of evil in this dimension. And there is a daughter who is the representation of light, and there is a father who is the balance between the two of them.
Huh. So he'll be going after the sun.
Yeah, he does mention that he's not sure how to access these entities, and nobody that he's spoken to on this earth seems to know what he's talking about.
Hey.
Could buy
Me-
some time.
Yeah. I'm not really the researcher on the team. Don't really know what to do with this information. And she'll sort of smirk over at Gator Man.
He seems happily content looking at these technical drawings.
Yeah, Sophie and Gator Man are sort of close together looking at the technical drawings. But when you say that you're not sure what to do with that information, Sophie will say, well, it tells you a little bit about what the situation is and what Adrian's looking for there. I think maybe if one of you or a few of you there were to head over there, you'd be able to at least have a head start. You do have a sort of avatar of darkness on your team, right?
Something like that. Why?
Maybe if you took him there, he'd be able to tap into whatever this sun is.
Why do you say that?
Well, he's an avatar of darkness and death, and I think 80s rock. He has a van, right? I think he has. There's a Mortis mobile.
Don't know that he calls it that, but yes, there is a thing. It's not the worst idea, but
Adrian's not inherently connected to darkness. He's acting like an asshole, but he has trouble interfacing with dark magic in a way that Mortis doesn't.
so you do remember what his name is.
I remember what all your names are. Sometimes I'm just a bitch, and she winks at you.
Say. Well, I guess at least now we know, and so when the team is back together, we can decide what to do.
Excellent. Mortis, what are you up
Did
to?
good.
Oh, sorry, Gatorman.
So you did good. Thanks, by the way. And that's all I can help you with on this, so I'm going to go get these little guys cleaned up. Everybody pack your bags. Time to go back to the kitchen.
They all seem so excited when you say you're going to clean them up.
Bad touch.
Alright.
Bad touch.
To tell a family secret, I haven't been able to whistle since the change, and it's kind of messing with me right now, and I don't know why. Alright, guys. Let's go. Thanks for the help. Hope I helped. Bye. We'll march on out of there with my troops in tow.
Sophie will say, do you want to be able to whistle?
Maybe, but we'll figure that out later.
Okay, I can help if you decide you want to.
Good to know.
And I guess you'll leave Centuria and Sophie eating banana pudding in the library.
Maybe.
With the revolver. I mean,
With the revolver. It was Centuria in the library with super strength.
Building bridges, all right?
Yeah, she racked her out like a dish towel. Mortis, what are you up to?
Mortis has just been kind of meandering. He's just a little bit of shock, so he's just been kind of roaming the manor?
Haunting it. The house feels surprisingly empty as you're moving through it. Um, it seems none of the other wizards have returned. You did rescue Stephen and Wong, but Dr. Fate hasn't returned. Caroline and Minerva haven't returned. It's very tense in the house. You could feel sort of an expectation from it. You think it may be taking cues from you.
Yeah, well, it's gonna get a lot more tense. So,
Mortis, you do get a text message from Nick. It just says, thinking of you, please let me know when you get back to our dimension. I want to pick your brain about some of the catering. I have a couple of places that I'm interested in looking at, but obviously it's more important if you like to eat it than me. On account of my being a ghost. Love you. See you soon.
Mortis starts responding to text like 4 times, and then deletes it, starts, deletes it, starts, deletes it, and eventually changes Texas Centuria. I gotta step out. I'll be right back. Text me if anything comes up.
Text back will do.
And with that, Mortis will go home.
You going home in costume, or are you going to swap out on your way out?
He's gonna go home in costume. He's pulling the hood down further a little bit, but yeah. Because I assume his mask is kind of like broken and stuff. So it's like half mask. He's very Phantom of the Opera right this minute. But in reverse, it's covering the good side and not that side.
Not the maimed side. Oh. Mortis, you do arrive back home. You find yourself standing in front of your door. You can hear music playing inside, and you're pretty sure Dick's moving around in there cleaning some stuff up. You can hear him singing badly to it. I don't know what Nick listens to, but in my mind, it would be better if he didn't listen to the heavy metal that Mortis listens to, but likes Ricky Martin and things like that.
He likes old school stuff like Elton John and Cher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that checks out.
And deep breath.
Deuce read my mind about what song was playing.
Yep, mine too.
And with that, he takes a deep breath and walks to the door and goes to find Nick.
When you say walks through the door, does he walk through the door? Or
Yeah.
does he open the door and walk out?
He walks. His keys are in his other pants. He walks through the door.
And Mortis, as you phase through the door, Nick has a sense when you use your ghost powers around him, and when the Soul Vault comes into proximity because he's a ghost and it makes him uncomfortable. But he sort of pricks up and turns around, and a whole range of expressions move across his face in real time. You see him like, oh, good, Derek's home. Oh, you're still in your costume. Wait, what happened to your mask? Oh, God. And he says, Alexa, stop, and the music stops playing. Derek, and he just runs over to you and just, what happened? Are you?
I just take him in my arms. Are we okay? Things went pretty badly, but
Who did this to you?
we saved thousands of lives. Millions of lives, probably.
What happened? And he's softly just touching your face, in shock and trying to put pass some healing energy into you from himself, just trying to wrap his mind around what's happening. We could fix this. We Gemma, we need to talk to Gemma.
Jim made sure I'm okay. Is the reason he sorted things out. Yeah. It is, yeah. I'm here. I'm alive. Everyone on the team's alive. You know, millions of people on the alternate Earth are all alive. So,
And you see that he's just going through a whole experience in his mind.
I know.
He's spiraling.
I'm pulling him in tighter and tighter.
You've never had this happen. What happened? You could have been killed.
But I wasn't because of my team members and because we were as careful as we could when there are millions of lives on the line. But and I wasn't, and I'm here, and we're here, and we'll survive. And
Who did this to you? You notice as he is getting more and more agitated, like the house is beginning to vibrate, and it feels like there's something poltergeisty getting ready to happen.
it's okay. He's not here. He's elsewhere. He can't hurt us right now.
My father didn't even do this to hurt you this bad.
It is what it is. I mean, like I said, we survived. No one got. You know, everyone's here. Everyone's alive.
Do we need to go to the hospital? Like what?
Gemma used your magic. Resident used her magic and made sure it's healed. I'm not in danger of getting hurt.
Why didn't it grow back? Doesn't her power make things grow back?
Normally, yes.
It's like there's a piece of you that is just gone. And he's feeling you. He's like it's a dead spot. No pun intended.
And
Oh. Just come in. I'm gonna get you something, and let's stay with me. Just stay with me. He's looking like, I don't even know what to order for this. Like, is this an ice cream situation? Is this a pizza situation? Is this a
All of the above.
do we need to get drunk situation?
All of the above.
Are we going to the leather bar? Like,
Maybe not.
Yeah, Mortis will unclasp the jacket cloak thing and toss the mask aside. And just come here, and I'll pull him in a big hug, and we'll just crash on the couch.
as Mortis and Nick go to crash, and Gemma and Fletch go to talk to their kids, and Centuria and Gatorman hang out, or Gatorman goes to wash all the dishes,
Mm-hmm.
and Centuria hangs out with Sophie. I think that's probably a good place for us to take our 5-minute break. So. Oh.
We lost Kevin.
Oh no.
Oh no!
I did say it was break time, I guess.
And he was like, doses. Oh, there he is.
Cat, no!
Pun intended.
I'm going to give everybody a hero point. I was just going to give Cat one, but I'm going to give everybody one because good role playing. I don't know how many rolls we'll have this evening, but good shit. Well, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. I'm going to fix the faces. We're going to
I'm
get up.
Bowman now.
And Calvin is Gatorman, and Jonesy is Centuria, and Deuce is Mortis.
I cast fist.
But we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Oh, we're back. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
Dang.
Welcome back, everyone.
Y'all
I
ready for
was-
this?
I was in studio mode fixing our faces behind the scenes, so I didn't have to start after break fixing our scenes. And when I clicked off studio mode, it moved the window I was working in to be the prime one instead of the swap one. So, hi, we're here. That's some of our break time shenanigans. So, thank you everybody for hanging out with us here tonight. Our heroes are sort of reeling from their experience with the Marvel Universe and planning where their next move. They've had some conversations with Sophie about some stuff. They've had some conversations with each other about some stuff. Gatorman made a souffle. It was great. And we rejoin our heroes, Gemma and Fletcher, at the Claremont Academy as they're getting ready to walk into the office where Cassian is waiting for them. Cassian, if you want to find out more information about Cassian, please head over to our podcast, Heroes of Tomorrow, anywhere podcasts are available. And tell Aaron I'm sorry I stole one of his characters while you're there. So yeah, Gemma and Fletcher, you're led into a small offshoot office where you see Cassian is sitting at one of those plain tan desks. There's a chalkboard or there's a whiteboard on the wall behind him. And Cassian, what are you up to?
Cassian's just like sitting there looking bored, but he's also not mad because they pulled him out of his superhero costumes class and he hates that class because he thinks superhero costumes are stupid. So he's just vibing, waiting.
Cool. Importantly, Gemma and Fletcher, are you in your superhero costumes?
Yeah, kind
Yeah.
of came right over.
We left right from work, so
And they did show up in the superhero vehicle, so you know.
That feels important.
So yeah, Resident will give Fletch a little bit of a side glance, and she'll open the door and head on in.
Cassian turns and is like, Resonant, Bowman. Oh my god, is Mortis here? Is Mortis here? And he'll start like fixing his hair.
No, Cass.
What?
Something's come up.
Oh my god, did something happen to Jason? And he looks at Bowman.
No.
Okay, then what is it?
So we just got back from a mission, and on our way back, I felt a shift in the magic inside the Nerian Nexus. And when we got back, I learned that Sala was here, and they'd called you into the office. It's your home, Cass. It's under attack.
Under attack by what?
It's under threat. Do you remember Una?
Yeah. You defeated her though.
We defeated this multiverse version of her. That version of her is attempting to do exactly what the one here did, but with LaFondi as their final.
How do you know it's my LaFondi?
I'll look back at Sala.
I sensed it. The energy that we detected is the same energy we detect from you.
One of the other sorcerers that we were with also was passed information from a being of higher power that showed him signs of your world, your home.
What can we do to stop it?
So Sala says that we need you to help us. We need you resonate at the frequency of your world. And that will allow us to conduct a ritual so that we can go and put a stop to Una, hopefully.
So what do you need? What do you need me to do? I'm going, right?
I don't want you to go because I know how dangerous this is going to be. But this is your home. You have that choice to help us with the ritual and come with us if you want. But you know how dangerous Una was here. And so I don't want you to make this decision based on just emotion, which I know is going to be hard.
So, my family could die, and my family that I have here is going to try to make sure they don't die and also could die.
I'm going to do everything.
Just get to sit here.
I'm not telling you to just sit here, Cass. I'm giving you a choice. I just want you to know that it's not an easy one, even if you think that it's easy.
I can help you.
I know. And you will help us. We need your help to get there, at the very least. But if you don't want to take it any further than that, then that's fine. If you do, then I'll be there to help.
So what is this ritual? What does this ritual mean for me? How do I help with that?
Back at Sala.
Well, young man, you resonate at the appropriate interdimensional frequency for us to focus a teleportation ritual on. And the veil between dimensions is weak, thanks in part to Adrian Eldritch's attempt to destroy the multiverse, but also with our new amalgamated nexus point. We would just need a piece of your gem to come with us to perform the ritual.
I'm
She-
sorry.
Yeah, Gemma still gives Sala a dirty look. We talked about this. He comes and helps with the ritual. No single piece of him that's not him is coming to help with the ritual.
I worry that the boy isn't ready for it.
None of us were ever ready for it, Sala.
I brought that chisel all this way.
You were
She glares at him.
That's the joke. That is a joke.
I would like to keep my arm the way that it is. I don't know about the rest of it, but I obviously am willing to help you with it.
Well,
Thanks, Cass.
Same for you, James.
you should probably take some time to say goodbye to anybody you need to say goodbye to here at the school. It might be some time before you're able to return, if at all.
Are we going now?
That would be my preference.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay, I need to talk to Jason and my team.
The
Are we
fewer members
there?
of your team know about this expedition, the less impulsive teenagers we'll have to deal with.
I guess I will just tell Jason.
Don't talk to that
Because
teddy
he's the
bear.
leader of the team, so he should definitely know. That's the only reason.
That's the only reason.
Gemma smirks.
Sala gives you a judgmental J glance.
And looks over at Bowman to see if he picks up on anything.
All Bowman picked up on was he's leader of the team.
Jesus Christ.
Sala gives you that older gay to younger gay look, like,
I have to, and he'll check his phone. And apparently, Jason is texting him about lunch. I know exactly where Jason is. I can just go talk to him super fast. And I'll be back.
Meet us.
Shouldn't you be talking to Jason?
I will be.
nah, Bowman's got things to do back at the Nexus. Tell him to get his own ride there, too.
Like, I don't. Shouldn't you be doing that? Like, why are you.
Cass.
No offense, why are you here right now?
Cass.
I'm her ride.
I'm sorry.
I am going to talk to Jason, but I figure you want to get your conversation out of the way first, so go ahead.
Fuck, I gotta play Jason while Wiki's in the chat. I don't want to do that.
At least you are on the podcast, so you know how Jason talks.
And I played Jason in Netherwar, too.
Oh, right.
But it's Wiki's now.
Okay.
I was there when the ancient text was written. I stole the hubcaps off the bow cycle.
Why did a motorcycle have hubcaps?
Talk to Bowman about that.
I wasn't stealing the hubcaps, I was taking the whole bike. That's a quote from Wiki.
Mm-hmm.
It was very funny.
Why does motorcycles have hubcaps? The same reason I don't know how helicopter batteries work.
Woo!
All right.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess Cass is gonna go talk to. I almost said Wiki. Jason.
Oh damn! I feel like I need to bring Wiki into the Zoom call.
She can talk over that.
See if Wiki's amenable to that because I don't want to. That's a lot. That's a lot of pressure.
Wiki, join us.
While Wiki thinks about that and the crew goes off to go talk to Jason, I'm gonna flip back over to Gator Man, who is washing the dishes at the Nerian Nexus. And Kevin may actually be frozen, so never mind. It's a great face, though.
Wiki's in the Discord, Alex.
Oh, Wiki.
Oh, Wiki, you're so fine.
Just need her voice. She doesn't have to get on video.
Don't look at me. You can just get on voice, Wiki, if you want.
Don't look at me.
Oh, Deuce is back.
Has he been gone?
Yeah,
Imagine this being weird on a spike.
Oh,
he was frozen with this face. I put it in Discord.
I was busy being a dramatic teenager. Sorry.
While Wiki thinks about joining us, Gatorman, you're washing the dishes back at the Nerian Nexus.
Stop making that sound. It's weird.
There is a noise that they make when you're washing them.
It's squeaky squeaky. In my mind, it's squeaky squeaky. That's something completely different out loud.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
If
it's
Satura
kind of,
was here, it'd be weird.
it's like one part squeak, one part giggle.
Ew.
That
What's
Squeakle?
No.
Squeakle?
Don't
What's
take
mo-
it any further.
What's more cute is the line of plates on the counter who have like their little towels and are just working it,
Yep.
squishing their butts and wiggling.
They're like, usually we have to do this ourselves. It's nice to have somebody else doing it.
I'm saying you gotta clean up after yourselves. It's fine. You guys did a good work. Here.
Squiggle,
Ladle.
squiggle, 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 squiggle. And they're putting themselves away as you were finishing them up, and they're drying themselves off.
Oh, good night, little utensils. Good night, little plates. Good night, mugs. I'm saying good night to utensils of silverware.
There's a little teacup that walks up to you, Gatorman, and looks up at you with just big sad eyes. It doesn't have eyes, but you
I
feel
was
its,
like,
you feel its little puppy dog expression. And it says, "Are you going to be back for breakfast?"
oh my God.
Someday, little guy. Feeling very weird, he'll fold up a towel into a little bed and put it in the cupboard and put the teacup on it because that seems appropriate. Go to bed, little teacup.
It says, "It was nice having a chef in the house for once."
Oh my God.
It was nice having you guys around too. You did great.
Let us know the next time you want a beignet.
Like yesterday, but not tonight. Stay.
They all grab spears to go find dough.
Hmm.
We will hunt the beignet for you, Father.
I'll never abandon you like Bowman. Wait, I mean,
Awesome. Well, Gatorman, you are free to make your way back. And Wiki's in chat, so I'm going to grab Wiki real quick. It's going to mess up our faces, but that's okay. Jason does not count as inanimate.
Bowman begs to differ.
Wow. Yeah, he's been replying to texts. When he got back, he just got like a wave of texts on the bow phone.
but that's auto reply. It's very different.
It's arrow reply.
All right, I'm gonna group everybody up. I'm gonna start fixing faces.
Oh.
Hi, Wiki.
Hi, Wiki. If you can hear
Hi.
Hi, Jason.
I had to mute the Twitch. I was like, what is happening with the sound?
us. Oh, sorry. You know what? I'm just gonna turn off all of our faces, and maybe I'll put faces in.
This was not my idea.
Into the void.
Into the void with the.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
All right, I'm gonna start setting up faces. Gemma, are you going with Cassian and?
No, my plan was to kind of talk to Principal Summers and
Okay.
let him know what was happening.
Awesome. In that case, Cassian Bowman, you head down to the cafeteria to
That's so awkward.
link up with Jason as
Oh god.
Bowman, as Cassian meets Jason's parents already.
Oh god. Cassian is like straight as a board, like the most uncomfortable. Just walking directly next to Bowman, like what the hell?
So you're on
And
a
there,
Yep.
there are definitely kids turning and looking as you guys walk past, like 100%.
Yep. So you and Jason are on a team together.
Yep, just buds.
I'm sure you are. So it's the new version of Next Gen, or is it called something different now?
It's next gen right now. We haven't decided on a name yet, sir.
Sir.
Right. And you're all doing good so far? Have you actually been on field missions yet, or are you just testing?
We've went on a couple missions. And then he thinks about the fact that they actually weren't missions that they were supposed to be on. And then
Yeah.
he's like, but mostly testing.
Jason let me know there was a quirk situation earlier.
Yeah, that was a rough one. We're still trying to figure out how to work as a team.
I'm pretty sure that the text said specifically gonna need therapy.
Well, I'm sure you'll figure it out.
I hope
From what I
so.
hear, you're doing pretty well so far.
Like me personally, or like the team.
The team, but
Oh yeah.
Jason does speak pretty highly of you.
Does he? Does
Cassian is just beat red. Right, Cat?
he? Yep. Oh wow. That's nice of him to say nice things about me.
A little sweaty.
Mom spaghetti.
Can
He's
we
not
get
gonna
to the cafeteria already, or?
he's not gonna follow that up with anything because he has no idea what's going on.
You guys have made it to the cafeteria. I sort of assumed that this conversation was happening in the cafeteria.
No, on the way to
oh.
the cafeteria, Alex.
On the way.
There's
On the way.
Jason. Can you?
I'll give you some time.
Yeah, thank you. Because sort of weird,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then he'll walk off in the direction of where he saw Jason.
Jason's totally just sitting at the table waiting for him. He's like staring at his phone, like, why does nobody ever text me back? I don't understand.
Hey, man.
Hey,
Sorry, didn't mean to scare you.
that was his phone. Why did you weren't in? And he like takes note of the fact that you don't actually have a lunch tray, and it's like, lunch?
Weird situation popped up, actually. Don't really know how to describe it. Your dad's here. I saw him. He's over there.
Jason will kind of look past you.
But before you talk to him, I'm going on a trip. My home planet, home universe, Lafandi is in danger, and they're fighting Una, and they need me to get there. So I don't know when I'll be back.
Yeah. Hold on a minute. Jason will get up out of his chair, walk off toward the hallway, toward the bathroom, and come back about 90 seconds later as Bolt. Let's go.
What?
I
And
said,
he'll
let's
like
go.
panically look at Bowman. Like, I didn't ask him to do this. I swear to God. Why? What? Where are we going? I'm confused. I don't have any time to do anything before I go. Like, they're trying to go right now.
Jason will reach out, grab Cassian's hand, and drag him off toward Bowman. All right, let's go.
I'm not going to voice how Cassian responds to that.
Steam pouring out of his head.
Bull, what are you doing?
My job. Let's go.
Cassian is staring straight at the ground.
Did Cassian already tell you the situation?
Yes, if Una's involved, I'm involved.
And he is going to start walking because, yeah, he knew this was going to happen. This part he knew.
As you all walk out of the cafeteria, you see Henry has just managed to get on top of the seat for the table, and everybody has left him.
No.
And he has a little tray of food, and he's like, I can't eat any of this unless a child gives it to me. Damn it.
Alex will be there soon. Bye.
No!
Jason will turn over, his shoulder and yell, Henry, you're in charge.
Cassian shoots Jason a look like, bro.
I hope you have a long holiday. Never come back.
And Jason will be like, what? I think it's hilarious.
Damon's about to lose his mind. And Cassian is happier. Still upset, but happier. Oh my god. Gemma's gonna be so mad at me. You have to say this was your idea, okay? Because, like, it was.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my idea.
Because, like, Gemma is not gonna be happy.
Speaking of Gemma, back at the headmaster's office, Headmaster Summers is sitting across from you with a cool expression on his face. Well, it is good to see you, Gemma, all things considered.
Yeah. Could be better circumstances, I suppose.
Am I to understand that you are signing 2 of my students out to go on an interdimensional monster hunt?
2?
They don't know it yet, but Jason and Cassian are growing very close.
Oh, well, I knew
suspect
that.
when Cassian tells him about this operation, he will be a part of it.
No, Jason should stay here.
$10 says you're wrong.
No, I know better than to bet with you, Principal Summers. Bowman's there. He should. But Bowman doesn't know how to talk to Jason, so...
Bowman was just like, okay.
So, but I guess to answer your question, no. I will only be signing one student out. Bowman will be signing out the other.
Ah. Well, as the leader of the Freedom League Dark, I assume you speak for the entire team.
Don't
Would you like
make
some tea?
Depends on what type you have.
Oh, I have this wonderful chamomile that I've imported in from Tibet. You must try it.
I don't think they'll be gone long enough for that to steep.
I suppose not. And then there's a knock at the door.
Turn, see Cass, Jason, and Bowman. Look at Bowman. Look back at Cassian and look at Jason and say, Jason, good to see you again.
You too. Come on, Mom.
Cassian
You
is
knew this was
avoiding
going to
eye
happen.
contact.
I again look at Bowman and I go, you two can come with us to the Nexus and work on the ritual. I've already explained to Cassian that he doesn't have to come with us to Lafondi, and the same goes for you.
Yes, we do. Let's go.
Headmaster Summers gives you that smug "I'm Batman" look.
She looks at him and says, and this is why people that know you will not take your bets.
Well, that's a shame. Maybe one day I'll pull off the billionaire playboy thing.
It's not that fun. Besides, we probably could have guessed that they would do something impulsive.
I take the slip. I sign the paper for Cassian, and I push it at Bowman. You have to sign out Jason.
Important question: is Jason still holding Cassian's hand?
Probably.
Okay, that's all I need.
Yeah, Bowman will. Bowman will sign anything he needs to.
Well, boys, you are going to have to do all of your homework when you get back, and I will expect an essay about your experiences in Lafondi.
Cool.
Okay.
Gemma, why don't you take Cassian to the bow plane? I need a minute.
But you don't want to do it on the plane?
It'll just take a moment.
Are you
No
sure?
awkward helicopter.
Cassian will squeeze Jason's hand and then let go and follow Gemma to the blue.
Gemma will stop next to Fletch as we're about to head out and say, it's not going to take a minute unless you only let it take a minute. And you need more than that.
Cassian's like nodding.
I'm right here.
My preference is that you don't do this in my office. I've raised all my sidekicks. Be gone.
How do though?
Appreciate it, Headmaster.
Callie's doing great. We don't talk about Elite.
Yeah, I guess Bowman will get out of Summers' office.
You can talk anywhere else in the school. Just I've got things to do.
Okay. I don't know if there is a shadowy hallway nearby.
Claremont.
It's always
It's always a shadowy hallway.
Actually, Bowman did tell Bull like the best cool secret hangout spots in the school.
Sure did.
Canonically so.
I just want Bowman to take him into a classroom and like sit down backward style in the chair.
God.
Listen,
Hey, Bull,
Utes.
look, let's wrap.
Hello, fellow kids. I also am a fellow kid.
So you want to fight another Una?
Yeah. You know what? I'm sure there is a classroom that doesn't get much use, and it's a pretty good spot if you need some private time to yourself without anybody noticing for a few hours.
It's the ethics classroom. I mean,
Oh, we don't need that. It's fine.
I also assume Bowman and Bolt can get to the roof of the school anytime they want to.
Oh yeah.
Either or.
Just a gargoyle up there that they can chat at.
They don't realize he's another student. He's been there for years.
Oh no!
Ooh.
I told him all my secrets.
I'm a very good listener.
I am Gargoyle Gossip. That's my superhero name.
Okay, I think we have to make that canon now.
The Gossip Goyle.
No,
Oh,
I
God.
hate it here. Jason will get up to the roof before Bowman does.
Sorry, Aaron, that's canon now. I should have told Aaron we were coming here. I don't know if I told Aaron we were going to the school.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
Sorry, Aaron.
You coming, old man?
Yeah. Yeah, he will make his way up to the roof as well. He's actually very impressed that Bolt made it up there first. Look, I just want to check in and make sure you know what you're doing as far as things go here. We are going to be going into unknown territory against a dangerous enemy, and I know you want to be there to help your friend because you were both on the same team and you obviously care about him.
I mean, yeah, but it's more than just that.
No, you're right, I know. Apparently you're leading this team, so I understand you feel some extra responsibility if some of your friends are in danger.
Yeah.
Which is perfectly understandable. I just want to be entirely clear that this is, again, going to be a very dangerous situation. So if something happens and you and Cassian need to get out of there.
Dad, I've already almost died once. I don't plan to do it again.
Good. I just want to be completely clear.
If not going to let my boyfriend die either, so.
What?
Blink, 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 blink.
He's my teammate, but he's also more than my teammate.
He's my teammate in life.
That's right.
What did I miss in that recording session?
A little bit in the future.
At least I think he's my boyfriend. Look, it's complicated. We're teenagers. Maybe answer my texts and you could know stuff.
Yeah, I don't get a signal in other universes, apparently.
I'll have to look at that.
The roaming's limited.
I can't reply from other universes after 6 p.m.
It doesn't cover across IPs.
Yeah, I'm sure you could take a look at it. But I did see all your messages just a couple hours ago. I just wanted to talk to you in person, make sure everything is going okay here, but it sounds like it is, and it sounds like you're settling in well and getting along with everyone here.
I mean, Damien still exists, so
Yeah,
it
that
is
situation.
It is what it is.
Do we need to talk about?
No, Dad, we do not need to have that talk right now. Let's
Okay.
just go kick Una's butt some more. How about that?
I think maybe you guys should have the talk, says the Gossip Goyle.
You stay out of this, Goyle.
I feel like this is a healing moment for the two of you, and you need to really cooperate and like have this whole rapport built.
The door is somewhere screaming at Bowman.
Speak to your son like he's your son, man.
This is a private conversation moment, Goyle.
Nobody comes up to the Gossip Goyle's perch without expecting me to chime in. He told you he's got a boyfriend. How do you feel about that?
Great. This is unexpected, okay? just came here for the mission.
And I just ended continuity 6 seconds ago.
But you've been here for years.
Redcon! Look, I'm going to tell you one thing, Goyle. My dad's got no place to talk to me about love life.
You're right. He's got all kinds of bad taste in women.
Yeah.
All the other gossip Goyles, we talk about it. One of his Goyle friends, she's the queen of the Netherworld. One of his Goyle friends, she was Una's second face.
Every time Bowman's on a roof, he talks to the gargoyles.
The network of gossip Goyles.
I keep forgetting you all talk to each other.
We're actually a hive mind.
No.
That makes more sense.
You should hear the crazy things that the Rook and the Raven talk about. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Look. I know you're new to the dad thing, and it's cool. We're doing the best we can. This isn't exactly a conventional family anything. So, look, we'll talk.
Yeah,
We'll sit down with Mom later. She'll sort us out.
I think maybe you should give your son a hug.
I could use a hug.
All right.
Steps aboard, Bowman.
Only Bowman looks at his son and goes, I could use a hug, and he takes it as a challenge.
No, he will give Jason a hug, and despite his... Bowman rarely initiates hugs, so he is, despite his own awkwardness, there is some genuineness to it. And he will also add, if you do need advice or anything, I will get the phone fixed so we can actually be in contact with each other. But if you need relationship advice,
I'll give you the Mortis.
Yeah.
I'll give you Derek's number.
I'll talk to Mortis. It's fine. And then Jason will push away from the hug, step backward off the roof, and say, last one down's a rotten egg. And just fall backward off the roof.
Ooh, Bowman knows the best place to grapple Arrow off these roofs because he's done it 1,000 times. But he is... Jason's probably going to get to the plane first because Bowman is just going to be up there for a moment. Feelings.
Feelings.
There's a lot of pride, a lot of trepidation, a lot of, I have no idea what I'm doing, but this kid's doing really well, and that has probably nothing to do with me.
Do you have an arrow for that?
You'd be surprised.
Just saying
The
one
emo
bolo
arrow?
air, one bolo air, and you don't get, Bolt doesn't get there first.
I could do
Actually, we canonically practice that, so bow arrows don't work on me.
it. Trained him too well.
You know, Fletcher, I remember when your dad brought you up here and had that talk.
Yeah, I feel like this one actually went better.
That's true. Good on you to express some healthy male physical attraction to your younger self.
Thanks, Goyle. I always appreciate your input.
Be here anytime.
I'm aware of that.
Are you though?
Sometimes. And he will grapple swing over to where he parked the bow plane.
Excellent. Oh, I want Gossip Goyle when the miner goes to hang up.
Yep.
All right. Mortis, how long are you going to spend at home before you head back for the ritual?
Um, he's gonna spend a big chunk of time there, and then back to um, when he heads back to Nexus, Nick is going to insist on coming with them,
Yes.
at least to the Nexus. So.
Yes. You see, he has a very somber look on his face the whole way over. Medea's gonna kill us. Well, you, not me. Probably not. I don't know.
No, Adrian, not me. Well, and Adrian.
Maybe all the Adrians. Maybe we should. You know, if he's willing to escalate, how can we not also meet him there? And it's not like if you killed him, you couldn't just bring him back. Then maybe do it again. And there's something in Nick's demeanor that reminds you of his father.
Pull him in for a hug. Make it through this. We'll figure it out. One step forward at a time.
Yeah, one step forward. And everybody will reconvene at the Nexus. Is Centuria doing anything while the squad is around? Or away?
I don't think so. I think she'll probably just be... If she can, she'll try to find information on that Lafondie that they're looking into, but she doesn't really know the number. Doesn't really have a whole lot of information, so I'm not sure how much she'll be able to find about that.
Gotcha. Give me an investigation check, Centuria.
Ooh. 24.
That's a pretty good investigation check. Well, the 24, you do find a little bit of information about this Lafondie. You know that it is Earth 241. And what Adrian has in his notes there is that he's looking for the soul of the Crystal Guardian. He describes a special sanctum of mystical energy called Ithium that is in the center of Lafondie, and several techniques that he is trying to adapt and rituals that he's trying to put together to breach the mystical defenses of that place and absorb the soul of the Crystal Guardian.
Are you gonna kill Rar again? Because I'm going to gouge your eyeballs out. Like in real life. Don't do this to me, man.
It's not up to me if Rar lives or dies. It's up to all you.
Okay.
He doesn't want to kill him. He just wants to rip his soul out of his body.
Okay, so you said it was Earth 241. He needs the soul of the Crystal Guardian. And what was the last part you said?
He's constructing several rituals to breach the arcane defenses of Ithium, which is a sanctum in the middle of Lafondie.
Okay.
And Wiki can correct me on anything that is incorrect on my end.
No, that's correct.
Now Wiki is helpfully here.
So are we all? Is that what's going on? And we all show back up? Is that what's going on?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
As soon as Cassian sees Mortis, his eyes just widen and he goes like stark white. But does not say a word.
Resident will put a hand on Cassian's non-gem shoulder and give it a squeeze. And kind of leans down. I did what I could.
I don't care about the eye. I've never seen him in person before. He's beautiful. Can I hug him?
He's not really one for the touchy-feely.
Oh, okay. Just stare at him from here then.
Don't make it awkward.
Just stare at him.
Jason leans in and goes, also, I'm right here.
And you're amazing. But you know how I feel about Mortis. And Cassian will look at Jason and then look at Mortis and then just like stare at a wall.
Nick leans over Derek and he's like, "Were we ever like that?"
And not real. Nick was Derek was lost in his own thoughts and he's like, "What? Huh?" And looks over and sees the cute little gay boys and went, "Ah, oh, I don't think quite so awkward. We were a little older.
Yeah.
Because at that age, I was still going through my mullet phase."
Mm. Bowman's sidekick might have a mullet, right? Can we tell underneath the costume?
Jason very much does not have a mullet. He has a flat top of the fade, so.
Mm-hmm.
Cassian's got a little bit of the beaver cut. Shaggier though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're cute kids. I think you should go say hi, Derek. That one obviously wants you to go over and say hi.
Centuria is just smirking because she heard this entire interaction.
Mm-hmm. Gemma will step to the side a little bit and say, Mortis, this is Cassian. I think I told you guys a little bit about him. He's gonna help us get to his world so we can stop Una.
Nice to meet you, Cassian. Morris puts in his hand to shake it.
Hi. 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 My name's Kat. You already know that. And I'll reach out and shake his hand.
Nice to see you again, Jason.
Jason will reach out for a fist bump.
Jason's so cool.
And
Centuria's like, anyway, so I found some stuff that might help us.
what'd you find?
So she'll tell about both the tiny bit of information that she found about the Bondi, and then she'll also tell them about the next Earth that she believes Adrian should be going to. And what she thinks about the soul and everything. And Sophie's idea about maybe Mortis being able to reach the sun better.
Subtle thumbs up for Centurion.
Centuria glares at Gator.
Sophie's also leaning against the door frame, giving you a thumbs up.
Wait, Sophie's in this room?
She is.
Oh no!
Bolt is just going to side-eye her. She's supposed to be here?
She waves at you with her fingers.
For the moment.
Cassian's like, is that her?
It's that.
That's that girl?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then Cassian also glares at her.
Teenagers.
At least she wasn't your wicked stepmother. Just saying.
Came real close.
Yep. Sure did.
Sala's like, I'm gonna go prepare the ritual chamber. You guys chat.
Do you need
Miss
me
Squirrel,
for that?
perhaps you should come with me.
Don't
And-
you need my arm?
I will in a moment, but I have to purify the space and prepare the mystic markers and do the arcane geometry and all that fun stuff.
Oh yeah, I can't really help you with that. Good luck.
Yeah. Deal with normal geometry first, and then perhaps we can escalate to arcane geometry.
Okay.
I had to take that class 2 fucking times.
When Sala heads off, Gemma is going to pull Cassian aside. Hey,
Yeah.
so, are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah, it's the only. It could be the last chance I have of seeing my family, helping them. And if it goes worse, if it goes for the worse, I at least will get a chance to say goodbye, which is so morbid, but.
I know. I want you to focus on staying safe. Okay? You don't need to be a hero in this instance, but
Don't worry, Gems. I got this. And then jokingly, he'll be like, I won't let anything happen to you. And wink.
I know. I don't want you putting yourselves in harm's way for me. I say that to Centuria all the time and it doesn't matter. But for you...
Can we lose when we have Centurion?
She's not exactly a Deus Ex Machina.
Well, I think we're gonna win, and it's gonna be great and awesome, and nothing bad is gonna happen.
She smirks.
And we're
Okay.
gonna get my family back. It'll be great.
You're still willing to be with the one you found? Even if you get your other one back?
And Cassian will look at Gemma, and then turn around and look at Jason. I don't know. I think we'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it. If we come to it. They could already be dead.
Okay.
I wouldn't kill your parents without you getting a chance to see them in person first.
Well, thank you, Alex.
But it's not up to me, it's up to Wiki.
I knew the butt was coming. But...
I'm not Cassian's GM, you gotta talk to Aaron about that.
Sorry, I thought you were saying something.
No. I
Okay.
hadn't figured out what I was going to say next, so I was just sort of umming.
Okay. Because Bowman would have taken a moment just to step aside with Bolt while that conversation was going on.
Gotta talk to their kids. So cute.
Sophie's
And-
leaning up next to Gator Man. She's like, what's the over-under on his boyfriend being evil?
75-25, you decide which end is which.
Cassian?
Yep.
Centuria, stop listening.
Do you think he inherited his dad's taste in women? Or boys?
If he did, 80-20.
God. But it's 75.
I mean, it is other magic user, so I guess in a way he did.
He better buy that boy a door for Christmas. That's all I'm going to say.
Heard there's a Gavril filling in as the counselor at the school.
Nick is gonna wander over and join the bitchy conversation with Gator Man and Sophie. And Centuria, I guess.
Hunter is just like shouting things from a distance.
I feel like I feel like Centuria is part of all the conversations.
Yeah, Centuria's
Mhm.
listening to everything. She's nosy as hell.
Centuria's the one who talks to the gossip coils.
This is how Centuria has so many ranks in romance fiction because she's just finding all these things and writing all her slash fics.
Centuria writes fanfiction.
Anyway, sorry, Bowman.
No, that was very. That was that was definitely fair to me. But he is going to pull Bolt aside and just say, Bolt, you already know everything I need to tell you, so instead I wanted to give you these. And he will hand over to each of the arrowheads that he borrowed from Hawkeye.
Ooh, fancy.
They should be able to attach to your bolts if you want to use them.
Where did you get these?
Borrowed them off another guy. Goes by the name Hawkeye.
Oh man, that is such a better name than Bowman.
I mean, he thought so too. I didn't really agree. At any
Jason
rate,
says that with a little, kind of a wink behind there.
Sorry, Aaron, we just introduced Pimtech to Heroes of Tomorrow.
whoops. He's not nearly as good at naming vehicles as I am, anyways.
Yeah, no.
More importantly, these arrows, these two, the glowing ones, they have some sort of size shifting property. So these two make things larger, these two make things smaller, and these two are made of some sort of incredibly dense material from another dimension. So be careful.
Oh, bullshitium. Cool.
Don't think that's what he called it, but close enough.
I believe he also works.
And I realize that I'm not the leader on this one. So we're all good.
You're not, but I am trusting you to be responsible and keep an eye on your teammate and boyfriend. If that is what he is.
I don't know. I think there's probably a conversation that should be had there before I assume.
Then
What do you think? What do you think, Centuria? Should there be a conversation before I assume?
Centuria is examining her nails and she just nods.
Jason would be the one who pays attention to the fact that Centuria could hear everything.
Yeah.
It tracks.
Yeah, Bowman's just used to it, so he doesn't even think about it. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Either way, then, just keep an eye on Cassian.
Man, Kate would have so
Why?
much time to think about what she's going to yell at you but on the way to talk to you about it.
It's one of the main reasons I'm here. That and Una.
Yeah, I realize that, but again, your priority is staying alive.
Kind of always my priority.
I mean that more so than having to cover for any of us. Your job is to keep yourself and Cassian alive.
Gotcha.
And he will give him a quick, shoulder tap. And that will be
Good game.
good game, kid. Good game. Yeah, and that will be his I gotta check in on my protege conversation.
It's funny how we both gave them the same advice, and
Now they're
Well,
both
they
going to be
follow it.
confused who's supposed to keep who from dying.
I'm fairly certain one is going to listen and the other one isn't. I just haven't decided who's who yet.
Depends on how the scenario goes.
One kid always tells the truth, one kid always lies. Which one's which?
Good question. The teenagers, they both always lie.
Mhm.
Excellent. Well, Salo will come back after a little while, and he'll look at each of you and say, "Okay, the resonance chamber is prepared to pass some of you through to Lafandi. or all of you if you're all interested in heading over that way. I know Centuria did reveal some information about Adrian's next target. Perhaps we should have a discussion about that before we send everybody to the gem dimension.
Probably. Resonant will look at everyone. I have to go with Cassian. I'm not going to ask the rest of you to come with us. If you want to go try to stop Adrian from getting that other piece, then that's a good objective.
Centuria will step forward and say, since I've fought Una twice, and there are now 2 children coming, I probably should go that direction.
Okay.
That's why we can't lose if Centuria's on our side.
Derek?
She has a 50-50 success rate against Una's.
Derek,
That
are you up?
expertise nether ward.
Yeah. Are you up for another mission so soon?
Derek will pull Resident into a hug. You know I love you, but like a sister and the team, but just can't put me through this right this second.
I didn't think so. It's fine. Stay here, heal, do what you need to do. We'll be back, okay?
Plan your wedding.
Nick will sort of look over at Derek. Yeah, there's a lot of things we need to talk about for the wedding. We still haven't picked a caterer. And we need to send out save the dates.
Can you abbreviate that?
Resonant will look over at Gatorman. Xavier. Una's not your fight. It's not what you're here. It's not what you're here to do, but
Look, I'm here to stop him and save my world, so your call, Bubba. If you want someone to try and screw with him at this other place, I can do it. If you want me to tag along with you, that's fine too. Your call.
I don't really want you going on alone.
Definitely not going alone.
Sophie says, I'll go with him.
You have Talos to deal with, Sophie.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Talos might keep.
Yeah. And what happens if one of the weird multiverse versions gets through and has something worse than what's already been here?
Plan C. I wrote it up for already.
Well, maybe I could borrow Gatorman for a foray out into Talos land.
You know, for that, Xavier?
Said, you're calling the shots.
You get a say in this, though.
Must be nice.
I gave Sophie the choice.
We gave her Sophie's choice. Literally.
Yes.
The choice was to not be involved or to
Go to jail.
No, the choice was to be involved, but not in the way she wanted to be involved, or to not be involved at all.
To be involved or be dead.
That was not the choice I gave her.
It was still the choice that was on the table for some of us.
Yes.
Attempted global genocide. Just saying.
Yeah.
I guess if I have to choose between staying here with her or running along with a bunch of teenagers, good luck, Resin. It's been a wonderful time. You have fun with that.
I know.
Sophie gives you a flirty look, Gator Man.
And Mortis, if you need me, I'm close, so. Or if you're hungry, we'll whip up something nice for dinner.
Maybe you can cook for your wedding. Catering. Gator Man's catering.
Gatorman's catering.
Gatoring.
Right.
Catering.
Man's catering.
I hate it here.
God, did Bowman name my catering service? Is that what happened?
Yes.
Bow
Man.
catering.
I'm just
I don't
really
even
good at
use
names.
I don't even use a bow. It's bow catering.
Gataroing.
I'm telling you, it's good branding.
You're good. I'll see you when you get back.
Okay.
Sounds like Adrian's already having trouble on this other Earth, so if we cut off his plans on this one, that'll slow him down even further.
2 places where he can't get what he needs, which would be really helpful.
Well,
All right.
then I believe we have an accord.
Jason will lean over to Bowman and look at Gatorman as he's doing so and go, "Did you try to eat one of your Stormbreaker friends? Like
That-
twice?"
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it was the magnet one, and I'm not too worried about that.
Friends is a strong word.
Yeah.
You know who's surprisingly not
Centurion.
magnetic? Gator Man.
Centuria will go over and hug both Gatorman and Mortis lightly.
Crunch.
And then she'll head over into the ritual room.
And Mortis will grab Cassian and Bolt real quick before they dip into the room. You two, don't do anything stupid. Watch each other's backs.
Cassian is staring into your eyes, very, very just singular focus.
Singular eye.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And the black void that is the other, that should be an eye, yes.
Can I say something to you? One. I guess multiple somethings. I'm sorry. One, I love you. You're amazing. Two, I know that this is a new thing, but I think that you look really cool with only one eye. And you should just flaunt that shit. Can I give you a hug? It's gonna make or break Cassian's life.
Jason's just staring between the two of them like,
I'm right here.
Mortis will give Cassian a hug and pull Jason to the hug and say, "You two boys take care of each other, please."
Cassian, well, once the hug is over, he looks at Jason like, oh my fucking god.
yeah, Cashew, I know. Let's go. Come on.
This is the best day of my life.
He'll look back over his shoulder, specifically at Nick, and go and just kind of give him a "you take care of him too" look.
Yeah, I'll take care of him. And if your boyfriend dies, he can come back as a ghost too, just so you know. Then Nick
That's-
grabs Mortis's hand.
Jason will kind of go gray and ashy at that thought and just keep moving towards the room.
Cassian's eyebrows shoot up at boyfriend because this is the first time that he's heard him self-called Jason's boyfriend. And then looks and just turns red, goes into the ritual room.
Nick looks at Derek like, I never thought you'd be popular with kids.
I mean, I tried to, make sure I wouldn't be. I mean, scary. I mean, isn't the costume not working? Isn't it supposed to be scary? Is it not working?
I don't think they're scared of you anymore, sweetie. Come on, let's go. Let's go put some spikes on it.
Great.
Gonna make it worse.
Great. Now Cassian's gonna come home with spikes one day.
Let's go get edgy.
Seeing them all,
little blue crystal spikes.
Mm-hmm.
seeing them all walk into the room, the little teenagers talking. Gatorman know he made the right choice. No part of that noise.
Derek's like, I'm gonna text the Judas Priest production designer and see if we can get you a better costume there, Derek. And everybody heads into the ritual chamber. Sala sits Cassian in the middle of the sacred arcane geometry. It says, hold still, you're going to be the focusing point of this spell. The rest of you gather in a circle close and tight as you can.
Cassian looks nervous, but he's looking directly at Jason for comfort.
And Sala slams his hands together, his eyes roll into the back of his head, and he begins chanting in native Lafandi. Just a long string of mystical mumbo-jumbo words, even though Cassian and Jem are able to understand them.
Do they seem like they're... Is it the pronunciation that I'm used to, or is it more the pronunciation that Cassian's used to?
It's the pronunciation Cassian's more used to.
Okay.
His accent is subpar. And he is chanting, and a prismatic spray of faceted mystical energy erupts out of Sala's hands, and the sigils on the ground illuminate with this bright rainbow flash of light. And you are all hurtled off through time and space until you arrive. Resonant, you recognize it sort of as the city of Pearl, as does Cassian. And Wiki, do you want to tell us a little bit about what the situation's like on the ground here in Pearl?
Sure. It's a little bit chaos. There are a lot of both military and the Lafandi equivalent of police moving to and fro, and there seem to be some perimeters around what you mostly recognize as the White Storm Rotunda. There are politician-looking people moving also back and forth, talking to various military people. Everyone seems to be a bit on edge. Once you get a better look at quite literally the ground, you will take note of the fact that the various crystalline structures, the plant life that is attached to them, basically everything that is physically a part of Lafandi itself, there's something wrong with it. There is almost a fungus, but in crystal form, kind of like black sparkly gravel that has climbed its way at least halfway up most of the various structures and plant life that you see. The plant life that doesn't have this fungus is faded, as are the crystals. And there's definitely something wrong with this planet.
Also,
Resident
Gemma,
will look.
you
Sorry,
notice
Resident-
amidst the politicians is a man holding a crystal rapier who looks an awful lot like Ori from your Lafandi, but when he sees you, he turns ghost white.
He looks older.
He looks older than you're expecting.
Well, sort of, because I know Cassian has told me things about where the timeline is in his universe,
Mhm.
so. I look at Cassian. Does this look familiar to you?
Yeah. Looks like home, but chaotic. And I don't know what that weird
so-
gemmy stuff is.
Something is really wrong here.
Yeah.
Jason, Bowman, you okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, portal travel's a little weird.
You'll get used to it.
And Bowman, before you get too comfortable and too used to things, you do notice sort of orchestrating this chaos floating through the air is Sophie.
The hell?
Ooh.
And that's where we're
Third
going to
try?
end. That's where we're going to end this week's episode, I think.
Oh my god, we can have Bowman with a Sophie and Gatorman with a Sophie. It's great. It'll be perfect.
Yeah, you don't want this Sophie.
All the
Oh,
Sophies
no.
all the time.
This
We don't
Sophie
want-
is the worst Sophie.
We don't want.
Oh,
we
Wiki
don't
made
want.
sure of that.
We don't want any Sophies. That's our Sophie to not Sophie ratio is way off.
You can't swing
Yeah.
a dead Sophie in here without hitting another Sophie.
Why are so many Sophies? Man, when Calvin recommended that character be created, he had no idea what it was going to become.
I just want Bowman to have a little friend. Now the multiverse is ending again.
Why you don't give Alex something to work with?
Next time you want a friend, get a teacup.
Actually, that's not good here either.
Inanimate objects are not safe.
Yeah, no, the gem stars have a teacup friend that is also not very helpful.
Well, mine has the cutest little eyes and the prettiest smile.
Evil toaster.
Aw, he wasn't evil. He was misunderstood.
Yeah, Toasty's not evil. He's just trying to cause the end of the multiverse again.
Misunderstood.
Oh, man. Everything.
Because his setting was moved from light to dark.
Poor Watson. But yeah, thank you everybody for hanging out with us tonight. If you haven't guessed by now, next week we have a special crossover. So, the Freedom League Dark and a couple of members of the Heroes of Tomorrow will be heading over to hang out with the Gem Stars on Tuesday and Wednesday night next week. So, there's a lot of terrible, horrible things happening in both of our games, and I'm interested to see how this big group of heroes deals with all of the problems. Thank you, Wiki, for jumping on with us tonight to make sure I don't look like a fool playing Jason. As for updates around the network, tomorrow we do have a blog post going live. Friday, our new episode of Heroes of Tomorrow will be available anywhere you can get podcasts. And then, like I said, next week we'll be having our crossovers both on Tuesday and Wednesday night. So, yeah, keep an eye out for all that fun stuff. If you don't support us yet on Patreon, head over to patreon.com/UntoldStoriesProject. We're getting ready to schedule our first ever patron game. So you'll be able to play with me first, but it'll be a chance to play with all of our GMs eventually. The first adventure is going to be The Legends of Tomorrow, A Little Less Conversation, which is going to feature the Legends trying to track down a time-displaced Elvis at an Elvis impersonator convention in Las Vegas. And shenanigans are going to ensue. We do have merch also over at the Untold Stories Project on TeePublic, so head over there if you want to pick up any shirts, mugs, hats, anything fun like that. What else? Oh, we have a partnership with Norse Foundry, which is a wonderful metallic dice company. I was able to bring Jonesy and Deuce their big GM dice, their reward for jamming for us at Origins this year. If you are interested in picking up any of these wonderful Norse Foundry dice, you can pick them up with the code USP Norse, capital USP, capital N, no space. That'll give you 10% off your order at Norse Foundry. So, I'm going to give everybody a chance to say goodbye and plug anything they want to plug, and then we'll get out of here for the evening, starting with Kat.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Whenever you do, I am so excited for this crossover and to play Cassian and Centuria at the same time. That'll be very fun. As for anything I want to plug, just watch or listen to our podcast. I just got through watching all 20 episodes. Why do I keep saying watching? Listening to all of our 20 episodes that are out currently, and they are honestly a blast and very funny, and I love it. So go ahead and do that, and then you can get more of Cassian and Jason, which is obviously super cool. So yeah, I will pass it to Jonesy.
Thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. We really appreciate it. Even Mortis is, I'm having a good time, even if Mortis is currently, not necessarily having the greatest time. And I think it'll be a little while before Mortis is back to having the greatest time. Obviously we have all the cool stuff that Alex mentioned. We also have our YouTube channel, which has got a bunch of our older episodes, including a whole bunch of one-shots and limited series for the spooky season. So if you want to, summer, if you're ready to move past 90-degree weather and jump into fall, we have some of that up on YouTube. And with that, I'll kick it over to Calvin.
Great. Yeah, this was a blast. Looking forward to all the shenanigans that'll be happening next week. So definitely come by and check those out. If you are on YouTube, though, please check out the Bloom with Dice channel, where we have weekly gaming streams and tabletop RPG podcasts. We covered the new Rage of Elements book for Pathfinder this week, as well as some Paizo news from Gen Con, including Starfinder 2nd Edition, which I'm very excited about. So definitely check out that episode when we get into some details. And I'll pass it over to Andy.
Everyone, thank you so much for joining us tonight for the high before the crossover episode. And if you can imagine some of the energy from tonight, just kind of bleeding into next week, it's probably the way it's going to go. So thank you everyone for joining us. However you do, continue to support us and help this channel grow. We truly appreciate any and everything that you do, and if you're enjoying our content, just big old thank you to everyone. So that I will pass it over to Deuce.
Una's gonna put a big damper on all this fun right away.
So if you really want to see fun, watch the Gatorman Sophie Buddy Cop coming to a theater near you. Now, if you think I'm going to thank you like everyone else, absolutely, you're awesome people. We appreciate it. I'm glad you're here. Patreons, people watching live, people watching after, don't ever you watch. Great to have you. Thank you to the good people at Norse Foundry, because it's amazing, good stuff. Use our code, save a little extra money too, so get good stuff a little bit off. Why the heck not? Just remember, beware the Irwinverse, and as always, Mama, don't let your kids grow up to play speedsters. Back to Alex.
Beware the Irwinverse.
Right, crikey, it is.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you everybody who participated this evening. Thank you everybody who watched. If you are hanging out with us, please feel free to follow, subscribe, leave comments, do all the fun YouTube things and algorithm things to make sure that our platform continues to grow and reach more people. Until next time, please be sure to take care of yourself. Take time to play a game, and we'll see you same bat time, same bat channel next week.